Toon family, how you guys doing today? I'm doing my chapter review on Hardcore Leveling Warrior Earth Game Chapter 7. Now let me give my overall score of this chapter and get this out of the way. A 9 out of 10. Probably one of the first 9 out of 10 I gave. I think the only one I gave was the prelogs, which I changed my mind and gave that 10 out of 10. So technically this is my first 9 out of 10 chapter. It's not a bad chapter, but it was just a lot of fighting, not much story. But it wasn't bad, but it's the first 9 out of 10 I'll give the whole series. So obviously we start off the chapter where we ended last chapter with the dungeon boss using her ultimate skill named Navy of the Deep Sea. It's an amazing skill where you just see a bunch of sea creature attacking our main character, and we get to learn that each sea creature is a level A or above, which is interesting that she can do that. She can control S rank monster, which actually makes sense because I think her rank is SS rank. And we just see a list of legendary sea creatures you can control. We get to see the Moby Dick and the Kraken and a couple others, but these are the two that caught my attention. We also learn in this opening sequence that the dungeon boss is able to control creatures, any creatures that's lower than her rank, basically. So obviously S rank and below, because she's SS rank. Obviously also they have to be sea monsters. She's an octopus basically. And also another thing we learned this chapter, which I find interesting and kind of disappointing that we don't really go into it more. It's kind of a lore they just gave us without exploring. We learned that the dungeon boss defeated her father, and the most important thing we learn is that her father is the king of the ocean. So it's kind of interesting to just drop that, and maybe they might talk about him in the future, the king of the ocean, but I'm not sure. And they were just basically explaining to us that she was able to defeat her father using this ultimate skill, which is called Navy of the Deep Sea. We learned this from her inner thoughts. So basically she was explaining this to herself, that she was basically in her mind telling us that Ethan is OP while she was using this ability. And that's the reason she even used this ability, because it was basically Webtoon was telling us that it's weird that she's using the ability like this against Armin, but she's really using it against Ethan, because she's noticed that Ethan is OP. And she's kind of confused on why Ethan is not trying to attack her. Now, we know the reason why Ethan is not attacking her. And let me remind you guys, the reason Ethan is not attacking the dungeon boss is because if he hit her one time, even 1 HP, Armin don't get none of the rewards. That's why Ethan is not attacking her right now. So she's obviously going over after the weaker one, Armin. But for some reason, while you see a bunch of monsters attacking Armin is about to kill a couple of them, but she dropped her sword for some reason. I don't know how she did that, but we just get a sequence that scared the hell out of me, because I see a creature cut her in half. And then you just see a bunch of other sea creatures just jump her and kill her. And they were doing, the damage was so bad inside of the gate that people outside the gate was worried about it, to the point it actually collapsed the gate. And the dungeon boss was outside now, which it kind of confused her a little bit, because she's trying to figure out where she's at right now. But I think she figured out that she's in another dimension. And she basically she's happy, like she's like, oh, I won. But she didn't win, because we see Ethan ugly ass face next to her. And this is funny. He decided to troll her the whole fight. Like, she's trying to attack him, he's just trolling her. And she's like, you can't. He's just trolling by saying like, you can't hit me. I'm maxed out. All my stats are maxed out. But something else happened in this fight. Well, it's not a fight because Ethan is not hitting the boss. Obviously, he can't hit her. But he used an ability to bring Armin back to life. And the dungeon boss was so scared of the fact that Armin is back that she sent her a couple of sea creature to Armin. But that shit don't matter because Armin came back to life and just started going ham on all her creatures and start killing all of them, which was very cool to see. You just see Armin just get out of the water, just cut a bunch of fish. And then now she's going one-on-one with the dungeon boss. And she was actually like beating the fuck out of the dungeon boss. But because the dungeon boss basically the reason Armin is able to beat the dungeon boss in this moment is because the dungeon boss is kind of losing her powers. Like she didn't lose her power, but let me explain this better. Let's say she's tired, basically, after using the Navy of the Deep Sea attack, her ultimate skill. I think that's what they call it. So that's why Armin is keeping over her. And plus, Armin is getting healed by Ethan while fighting. So that's why she's able to keep up. But due to this, the dungeon boss decided to transform into an octopus type of monster. Like, it's an octopus, but the face is kind of weird to me. But basically, we just have a quick flashback of the Armin having her main character flashback, saying she's not gonna give up, and she basically just killed the boss easily. And this is hella cool. If you just see Ethan healing her, and she's like fighting, cutting, and then you just see Armin use her ultimate skill. I don't know if it's the ultimate skill because they don't call it ultimate skill. I guess it's just a skill. She uses her skill called Pioneer Snatch. I said Snatch. Pioneer Slash. Which is, you just see her cut all the tentacles of the dungeon boss, which was cool as hell. Like, the art style is amazing. I keep telling you guys, the art style of this webtoon is amazing. But after the attack of her killing the dungeon boss, we get to see her having wings for some reason, and it's basically the wings that Ethan has as in his priest uniform. So I don't know if Ethan transferred the wings to her. I don't know what happened. But while the dungeon boss is also disappearing, we get to see also an image of the dungeon boss lover. Which, if you guys remember, I said when we met the dungeon boss, there was a description telling her that she hated humans because humans killed her lover, and her lover was a human. So I knew there was a reason why they showed that in the description, and it's coming back full circle. We just get a quick picture of her and her lover, and then you just see her fading away, the dungeon boss. And we basically say Ethan and Armin commenting on the memory, so I guess they saw the dungeon boss memory for some reason. And we finally get Armin getting her reward, and the most annoying thing happened at the end of the chapter that made me so mad. Creed finally showed up and took the the reward from Armin, which pissed me off because for some reason while reading it, I felt like Armin wasn't going to drink the portion because it was like slow motion, like she was about to drink it, and then you just see Creed speed blitz her and take the portion away from her, and that's how the chapter ends. I was so mad, man. I can't wait to see what Ethan does to the Creed. I know how petty Ethan is. He's about to do some crazy shit. I'm about to do my review tomorrow, read the chapter tomorrow, and do my review on chapter 8. So hopefully I hope Ethan go crazy. Nah, this is the end of the review. Comment down below, subscribe, everything. Do everything nice. Obviously subscribe. Share my channel to people you know that read webtoons. And that's it, man. Toon family, we out.